Then in paragraph 25,
Sorry, Mr. Chairperson, maybe let me just clarify something still in paragraph 22. Mr. Mogotsi, maybe before I ask my question, let me go back to 21, just to complete so that 22 makes sense. In 21, right at the end, after you say that General Mkhwanazi was trained in the United States, you say, and I read, they being King Misizulu and General Mkhwanazi, you say they were activated in that capacity to protect Western interests. I further obtained information from the source that Lieutenant Mkhwanazi was tasked to neutralize any opposition to King Misizulu. Prince Simakare is currently involved in litigation. And then in paragraph 22, and my question is, you say a number of criminal cases were opened with the SAPS in KwaZulu-Natal related to this conduct. And this is after the sentence where you say members of the political killings task team were sent to intimidate. These cases that you refer to, were they cases against members of the PKTT?
That's correct. And thank you, Commissioner. In fact, when SC was crossing to paragraph 25, I was going to ask Commission that I should emphasize that the reason the case was opened in Gauteng was simply because it's not written elsewhere, but it's a practice that has been developed, that if cases were opened against political killing task team members, not only in KZN, all over, and they would not be investigated. That's the thing I wanted to say.
Yes, my question is more specific. It is, you say there were a number of cases opened, and my question is, are those number of cases against members of the PKTT, accusing them of intimidation, harassment, and attempted murder? You're saying there are such cases that were opened?
Yes, that's what I said. There were such cases according to the investigation. But the one that we opened in Midrand, it was against Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, the case that was opened by Prince Simakate.
And the ones opened against PKTT members, there are names to them. There are individuals, members who are named in those cases.
That perhaps the Commission, one will have to find out and try to get more information. But as I'm saying, on the arrival, as we spoke, they did say, you know, we tried to open these cases so many times against PKTT, against General Mkhwanazi. Nothing has ever happened.
Yes. So that's what you were told?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. But the one that was registered, it was against Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you, Commissioner. And this case was it was registered at a regular SAPS station, not with an iPad?
A police station.
Can you then proceed to paragraph 25 where you talk about the Western interests that were allegedly being protected here?
Yes, that's the part I say there is a coal mine sources and the export routes thereof in South Africa. So it further says there was an apprehension that South African government may hold the output of coal via the Richards Bay port terminal. And the off-take portion of this coal route was owned by Israel interest. It is for this reason that Richards Bay area became priority region and focus point for Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
Can I ask you just to expand on this, because there are a couple of issues I need clarity on. The first is where the concern arose about the halting of output of coal from Richards Bay.
You see, like I said, when the information came, Commissioners, there was a feeling of the Western, of the Israelis, that because South Africa took Israel to International Criminal Court, that feeling amongst them was that even that trade route could be halted. And that's why they had now to activate their sources, being the King and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. And I can also confirm that during that time, Prince Smakate was in a business engagement, with the Chinese, because I believe there was kind of agreement which was planned to be entered into, but it was opposed and it never materialized.
And you speak about the offtake portion of the coal route being owned by Israeli interests. So are you talking about, well, what share of the output that goes through Richards Bay are you talking about?
Yeah, well, the information one could not verify. Remember, the business interest was something which we never dwelt much into. The issue here was that the prince had a problem, and he knew that there is a coal going out from there, and it falls under his jurisdiction. They were part of it. I never got much information related to the shareholdings and so forth.
And did you investigate whether coal output from Richards Bay was increasing or decreasing over the period 2023 through 2024 and on to 2025?
We never got to that stage to investigate that part.
Of what relevance, if any, is your evidence about the intended transaction between Prince Magade and China? Is that of any relevance to your testimony today?
I don't understand the question, Commissioner.
You mentioned in the context of the Richards Bay Port Terminal, you mentioned Prince Simagade and China, and you said something like there was an intended transaction which, as I understood you, fell through. So my question is that testimony of any relevance? I'm not suggesting that it is not, but is it of any relevance to...
Yes, I would say, Commissioner, if the Chinese were brought into the picture, it directly impacted on the interest of the Israelis. I think that's the relevance.
Thank you.
And Mr. Mogotsi, do you know who owns the Richards Bay coal terminal?
No, I'm not aware. I don't know. Commissioner.